Hello, everyone. Welcome to the world news of salmon farming for the 14th of August. A 300-kilogram bluefin tuna crashed into an aquaculture cage near Florø. A bluefin tuna measuring 2.79 meters had to be killed after it broke into a fish farming pen at Notifies near Florø, creating a hole in the net. Untitled, managing director of Mar Havbruk, expressed her concern about salmon escaping through the hole, but noted that salmon typically swim near the surface, unlike the 17-meter depth where the hole was found. The tuna's speed and pointed snout contributed to its ability to breach the net. The Fisheries Directorate authorized the tuna's removal, noting an increasing trend of such incidents, with 8 reported in 2023 compared to none in 2014. This year's first incident occurred in late summer or early fall. Work accident at Hitra. A worker at a fish farming facility in Hitra, Trøndelag, sustained a foot injury after colliding with a wall while driving a truck. Police and ambulance services were dispatched to the scene following the incident, which was reported on Wednesday at 15:56. Solstrand Shipyard doubled its result. Satisfied customers who sail out of the fjord are what we live on. The owner of Solstrand Verft in Tomrefjorden aims to further develop the dockyard operations after a successful financial year. In the past year, the company achieved a turnover of 76.3 million, an increase of 9.4 million, and doubled its operating profit to 4.1 million, resulting in an operating margin of 5.5%. Manager Tor Rekdal is proud of the results, emphasizing the company's strong liquidity and sound economics. The dockyard benefits from the region's rich shipbuilding traditions and focuses on services such as maintenance and service work. Rekdal plans to modernize the yard further and possibly expand to increase efficiency. The company had an equity of 13.6 million NOK, total capital of 35.7 million NOK, and employed 18 full-time equivalents last year, with a proposed dividend of just under 1.8 million NOK. Hofseth Biocare believes that salmon oil can provide benefits for COVID-infected individuals. Hofseth Biocare has completed a study on the benefits of their salmon oil product, Omigo, which has been published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences. The study indicates that the oil has the potential to improve immune response and reduce inflammation in individuals with mild to moderate COVID-19 infection. Participants who took the supplement showed significantly lower levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which are crucial for mitigating acute inflammatory responses linked to COVID-19 complications. The intake also helped maintain a balanced immune response and showed improved lung barrier function and immunological memory, suggesting a strong and lasting immune defense. The research highlights the potential role of salmon oil in managing long COVID, a condition affecting approximately 65 million people globally. Further research is necessary to fully understand its effects on long COVID, which is defined by persistent symptoms lasting at least 2 months and impacting daily life. We have positioned ourselves for further growth and the transition to low and zero-emission vessels. Moen Marine, a service boat specialist based in Kolvereid, saw an increase in revenue by over 90 million to 639.3 million last year, though their pre-tax profit was halved to 22.3 million due to higher operational costs and financial expenditures. Despite a positive operational cash flow of NOK 87.4 million and a substantial cash balance of NOK 129.8 million at year-end, the increased costs from suppliers and strategic investments for future growth, particularly in low and zero-emission vessels, affected their margins. They're hopeful that the uncertainty tied to Norway's newly implemented resource rent tax will subside by 2024, enabling more stability and favorable financial results moving forward. The company is part of the Scale AQ Group and received a group contribution of NOK 68 million for the fiscal year. It sounds a bit crazy to build 3 high-tech slaughterhouses so close to each other. In southwestern Iceland's Salmon Street, companies First Water, GeoSalmo, and Thor Salmon are developing land-based salmon farming facilities, exploring possibilities for collaboration despite being competitors. First Water leads with an operational slaughterhouse facility poised to process 60,000 tons of fish, while Geosalmo focuses on site preparation. Their CEO, Jens Thordarson, envisions collaboration in areas like gutting and packaging due to logistical challenges and different harvest schedules. Meanwhile, Thor Salmon has begun construction and hopes to share information and collaborate on processing with its neighbors. The companies recognize potential difficulties due to territoriality, space, capacity, and energy constraints, but see strategic benefits in working together. Incorporating silkworms as an ingredient in salmon feed. To achieve this, we must challenge the regulations. Norway's fish farming industry imports 92% of its fish feed ingredients from abroad. Researchers are exploring the potential of using local resources like marine worms, which are high in protein and omega-3 fatty acids, and soldier fly larvae that feed on fish waste to create more sustainable fish feed. However, current regulations prohibit feeding animals with feed derived from the same species. The Secure Feed project, led by Sintef Ocean in collaboration with the Institute of Marine Research and the Veterinary Institute, found minimal risk of prion disease transmission when marine worms fed on fish waste were used as feed. Various new initiatives are exploring the use of tunicates, mussels, microalgae, genetically modified rapeseed oil, yeast, and even sawdust as innovative and sustainable fish feed ingredients, aligning with the government's goal to increase domestically produced raw materials for fish feed to 25% by 2034. It's been a challenging year where we've had some trouble with the currency. Sletta Verft experienced high activity last year, but saw a decline in revenue and results. The family-owned shipyard had a turnover of NOK 427.2 million, a decrease of NOK 36.1 million compared to 2022. Its operating profit was NOK 5.4 million, nearly half of the previous year's. Financial costs further reduced the pre-tax profit to just under NOK 1 million. Despite the tough year, the company completed 7 new builds and secured 4 new construction contracts, with more orders lined up until 2025. The shipyard, which employed 38 full-time equivalents last year, had an equity of NOK 36.7 million at year-end, out of a total capital of NOK 108.6 million. The board has proposed a dividend of NOK 1.2 million. Fish Pool ASA is to be dissolved. Fish Pool ASA, a subsidiary of Oslo Børs and owned by Dutch Euronext, will cease operations as a regulated market and joint stock company by the end of 2024. Despite this closure, the company's functions and products will continue as part of Euronext's operations. In 2023, Fish Pool's revenue was NOK 8.8 million, a decline of NOK 1.4 million from the previous year, and it reported an operating loss of NOK 0.8 million. Future fish contracts will now be managed through Euronext in Paris, with contracts available in euros instead of Norwegian kroner. Euronext, which operates several major exchanges in Europe, offers more extensive distribution channels, including over 80 banks. While staff adjustments will occur, measures are in place to redeploy employees within Euronext. Notifies lawsuit and claim for compensation against the state after rejection of trout farming in Oppdal. Founders of Driva Aquaculture are taking legal action after a NOK 750 million investment failed. In April, the company received a final rejection to build a land-based trout farming facility in Oppdal, ending an over 8-year effort. Despite a lengthy application process starting in 2016 and a favorable decision by the county committee in Trøndelag in 2020, the Norwegian Food Safety Authority ultimately rejected the application. The company's CEO, Olav Skjærskift, criticized the authority's interpretation of regulations, stating that it effectively bans fish farming near national salmon rivers without proper individual risk assessment. Driva Aquaculture has issued a lawsuit notice to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, potentially seeking compensation for their losses. So far, NOK 30 million has been invested in the project.